All right, so we're going to start our meeting. So welcome everyone to our UX design information session today. And my name is Gary. I work at the Art and Design department, supporting graphic design, UX and UI, interior and architecture design, as well as visual arts. So my background is in fine arts, and I have worked in graphic design, branding, and UX design for companies like Chanel, Brooks Brothers, and design startups like 23andMe and Cosmo, which is an industrial design company. So with us today is Ivan Trujillo. He specializes in packaging design, branding, and UX design, and he has worked previously for a company like Kimberly Clark Corporation, Acuity Brands, Nice Limited, Anthem IDEO, and he is also a freelance designer who has worked in projects like Dunghill, Puma, Safeway, Lexus, Samsung, Emory University, as well as Maryland Jager Skin Care. So Yvonne is currently our program director at graphic design, UX, and interactive design at UC Berkeley Extension. So he will be with us this afternoon to present the info session. You can drop your questions in the chat box, and we do have a few pause points in slides 7, 15, 26 throughout the presentation, so we can answer your questions. So we'll hand it over to Yvonne.
Thank you, Gary. Hi, everyone. Welcome to UC Berkeley Extension. And yes, I'm Ivan Trujillo. I have a master in fine arts in graphic design with emphasis in package design. And I am the program director here at the UC Berkeley Extension for graphic design, UX design, and interactive design. So let's start with our presentation. Okay, so the UX field, it's a growing field, and those with user experience design skills are in high demand these days. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects a 13% increase in job opportunities in the UX design field from now until 2028. And 13% means that there is a large margin in terms of employment. You know, for cities like San Francisco, the Bay Area, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Miami, Seattle, and many more cities in the USA allow us to have employment in this field as well as in the UX research. So what is UX design? You know, it is a Gestalt approach to interactive media design by using a collection of elements to form a whole unit. It provides emphasis on the human side of human-computer interaction and its effective results in individuals, as well as the human performance aspect of interface design, which relates to the field of ergonomics. But in simple words, like UX, it's a UX designer is a person that troubleshoots all kinds of issues, you know, most of the time related to interfaces, to software, to applications, websites, kiosks, and the like. However, UX design can be applied practically to anything. Like when you go to a store such as IKEA or Costco or Target, all these different places apply, you know, like user experience design to the way they showcase their products on their aisles and the way the navigation happens in those places. So do we have any questions so far?
So far, we do not have any questions. So if anyone has any questions, we can type it in the chat box and we can answer them right now. Otherwise, we can wait in the next segment, which is a slide 13, I believe, and then we can answer those questions.
Let's give our participants a minute over here in case, like so far they have a question, so they can type it.
We're a very quiet group today. Don't be shy.
Yeah, feel free to ask us any questions in the Q&A section. Anything, Gary?
No. Oh, we just had one question just pop up. So what is the ratio of UI to UX design methods do we focus on?
We're gonna explain that in the next couple of slides. So there are courses that are geared to UI and there are courses that are geared to UX, as well as courses that are geared for user research, in case people are interested in that. So you will see that in a little bit.
Is there a way to focus on one more than the other?
They relate to each other and they don't necessarily function or operate without one another. So like a UI designer will work more on interface design on the front end components of a project, and the UX designer works mostly like on creating those experiences well designed for the end user. I'll explain a little bit of that more. So this is what you need. So how will your resume stand out? We recommend highly that one has a bachelor's degree, and this can be on any subject matter. So like the education that you receive in the past is still valid regardless of that field. And if you add to that the professional program in user experience design, that gives you like different job opportunities, such as, being a UX designer, a visual designer, a content strategist, interaction designer, interface designer, information architect, user-centered designer, or user researcher. And so let's talk about our professional program in UX design. So what we are here for is to meet our student needs, and everybody has a different type of goal, a different type of need. Some of you will come over here as a career changer. So like that means that in the past you perhaps did computer science or anthropology, sociology, cognitive science, project management, marketing, the field that you did before, like it doesn't matter. If you're here for like studying UX design and you want to become a UX designer, that means that you are a career changer. Also, some students come to us for career advancement. We offer courses that students don't necessarily need to sign for the program. They can sign for individual courses based on their wants and needs. With the courses or the program, you will develop a strong UX foundation, develop UX specific type of skills. You will learn theory and practice. And so like our courses are divided as follow. Like we have a section that we call the lecture, that it's a topic of discussion that happens every week. Then we go to practice to what we call the lab, and it's hands-on activities that will happen in the classroom, or also hands-on activities that happens as part of your homework. And then there are also like critiques in a lot of the classes on weekly or bi-weekly basis. That depends of the topics plan. And also that's at the instructor discretion. And then the main goal with our program is to create a professional portfolio. Why? Because the way that you enter the UX field is with a portfolio that showcases the work that you have done and that proves that you can be a designer, a UX designer, because you have some projects to show to potential employers. So this is our curriculum overview. Like there are 6 required courses plus 1 elective. And the way it works is that you can do it on part-time basis or full-time basis. If it's part-time basis, it can take you like 2 to 3 years. If it's full-time basis, it can take you as little as 2 semesters by taking 4 courses in the first semester and 3 courses on the second semester. So here are our required courses. They're listed 1 through 6. And the order that we suggest is to start with the essentials of UX design, in which you're going to learn what happens in the UX environment. So it's going to be an overview about all of the different topics. And after you take that course, like all of the topics that you see, diagramming and prototyping for UX, visual design principles, user research for UX, info architecture and content strategy, as well as user interface design, we're gonna go in depth when you go into those separate courses. So in diagramming and prototyping, you will learn how to use and how to create diagrams and use different software and do from like paper prototyping to Venn diagrams and everything in between to create a high fidelity prototype by the end of the class. In the visual design principles, you're gonna learn like all the different principles that are applied in design. And you're gonna learn the basics of color theory, typography, aspects of interaction design, and navigation, as well as different design periods, so that you're well informed about the history and where things come from, as well as the usage of like fonts. And we will go more in depth also on that when it comes to the user interface design course. For the user research course, you will learn like different methodologies in terms of qual and quant research. And there will be, you know, like usability testing and various aspects that the instructors are gonna give you in terms of all of those different research methodologies. When it comes to information architecture and content strategy, you will do a website audit. You will create also like tags and labels and like tree arrangements for, like organizing the content of a website and knowing what needs to happen in terms of content strategy in regards to the voice and tone of messages, like how to group information together that makes sense for the viewer. And then at the end, the user interface design course, you will end up with a high fidelity prototype that takes in consideration all of the learnings that you did in the in the 5 previous courses. So this is sort of like the capstone course of the program. Every course is gonna have one main project that you will develop through 10 to 10 weeks. Some courses like the Essentials of UX Design, it's 10 weeks, and Information Architecture and Content Strategy, as well as Visual Design Principles, are 12 weeks. And so you'll have exercises and small nuggets that you develop week through week to have a very comprehensive project by the time you get to meeting number 10 or meeting number 12 when the final project is presented. And then we have, as part of the program, like one elective that needs to be taken in order to complete the program that has 14 units. All of the courses are 2 different units, and you can choose one course or you can do more than one. That's up to you. We never stop students to exploring different courses or gaining different skills that they might want to acquire. So like those courses are UX Design Portfolio. If a person is interested in research, like qualitative research, design implementation and methods is a good course, as well as quantitative UX metrics and research. Another course that is good for people that might be interested in research is service design. So taking like those that I mentioned plus the service design. And then there's human-centered design for data visualization, design thinking and UX strategy, accessibility in UX design. Accessibility is super important like these days because a lot of people worldwide have different types of disabilities, and it's good practice to be inclusive and make all of those different like products or services that as designers we come up with to make it accessible for 100% of the population. If you're interested also in knowing a little bit of the back end of being a UX designer, then it's good to learn web design with HTML and CSS3 so that you can learn on how coding gets done and what happens behind the scenes. And that will give you also an opportunity to learn the lingo that is used when it comes to programming and coding so that one can talk to developers in an easy way. The university also offers an internship in academic and professional practice. And so like that's separate from the program, but they support us, our career development department, like hosts all of those different opportunities. So I will share with you that information at the end of the presentation when I'm gonna like navigate through the website. Gary, in the meantime, you can probably share that with them. if that's possible. And then if you're interested in typography, like how to set up type, there's a course for that. Type is really important for designers because about 90% of information on a website or an app in regards to typography, and the other 10%, 15% will be about images. So it's a very important skill to learn. And then we have software such as Illustrator One, Photoshop One, InDesign, and branding that are part of the electives that UX designers can take. Let's talk about technology. So we recommend you to, as a student, to have a laptop. And this laptop can be a MacBook or a PC of 18 to 16 gigabytes of memory RAM, so that you have enough RAM to run your projects and work faster. When it comes to software, courses are gonna suggest that you use one type of software or two. And so for instance, Visual Design Principles, requires that you use Illustrator and Photoshop. And so we recommend having the Adobe membership, which costs $19.99 per month. And this is all cloud-based. So you can have it at your discretion for whenever you want to use it. And also Adobe XD, which is good for prototyping. It's part of that family, so it will benefit you to have all those different software at once. And then there's software like Sketch, Figma, InVision, Principle that are also highly used in the industry. And then instructors will guide you in terms of what software needs to be used for the course. And some of them are free, but also some of them offer a student discount. So the way that you work with software, and if you want to get the student discount, is that when you create your profile through our website, we will give you an ID number. And then when you register for courses, it will, in that student profile, you can download a PDF document that says what courses are you taking and the number of units, so that you can show that to third-party vendors and can obtain the discount. Do we have any questions so far about the program?
Yes, we do. So we have a student named Attila. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name. Anyway, she has experience in user research, and she's wondering, would you recommend to take Essentials of UX Design plus user research for UX? If all she particularly interested is in the user research aspect of it instead of a design aspect of the course, of the program.
Yes, so this will be my recommendation for people that are interested in the UX research aspect of the field. I recommend that you take user research for US as the first course. The second course will be Essentials of UX Design, so that you can learn what the expectations in terms of design will be happening, right? Because you will be talking to designers, and so you need to understand where they're coming from, what are their points of view, what they want to accomplish with the project. And so that you're a well-rounded researcher, just having an understanding of design will benefit you greatly. and then like do the qualitative course and the quantitative course that we offer in the fall or in the spring semester. And then if you're interested also like service design, because it has a great deal of research. And so you can learn different methodologies specific to qual and quant by going to those specific courses.
And do I need to complete all six courses before able to take any elective courses?
Not necessarily. The elective course can be taken at any given time, but I will recommend you to take an elective perhaps after the third course. So like you start with essentials of UX design, then diagramming and prototyping, and the third one of the sequence will be visual design principles. So that way you understand more about the field, and then you can choose the right elective for you.
All right, so another question is from Amy, and she's wondering, can we take more than one elective? That's part one of the question. And if we need to work on our portfolio, but also interested in accessibility and research, how can we study all?
That's a good question. You're not necessarily required to take one elective. You can take as many as you would like. When it comes into your portfolio, like I will wait, in that case, the UX portfolio, like I will wait to finish all the 6 required courses and then to take the portfolio course, because for that particular course, you need to bring your work into that, and the instructor will help you like polish it, expand it, maybe add or remove information that might be needed or might not be needed at that point. And so yeah, I will leave that elective to be taken after the 6 required courses. And when you finish the 7 courses, like nothing is going to stop you to continue educating yourself. So you can take courses after that. I myself take courses once or twice a year just to keep my knowledge, keep with trends, and be able to like perform in the industry, because things change like through the years, especially in design. So it's a good practice and a good way to keep your skills up top by taking courses.
And another question is, how does our program help with the job search after graduation?
There is a career development department, and so like they are the ones that host internships, and they can guide you in the job search. In the UX design portfolio course, we also bring different guest speakers, a headhunter that explains about like researching, like and navigating the aspects of job search. And the instructors also have like vast experience in the field, and we talk in every course a little bit about the job search and how to put your portfolio together so that you can be marketable by the time you finish the program with us.
So to follow up with that, I actually dropped a link in the chat box already for everyone to see, so you can click on that for more information. Another question that we have is that I just want to ask, how important is HTML and CSS3 knowledge if I want to work in the web mobile UX UI design space?
But does the person want to do like programming, or what's the idea with the web design with HTML?
She is interested in only the design aspect of it. So she's wondering um, how HTML and CSS3 knowledge be relevant to it.
Oh, I see. So, like after you take a few courses, then like if you're interested in that particular aspect, like how the actual designs get done. So like we will teach in that course, like how to do coding, and everything will be based on a text editor. And so that means that you don't need any like software in particular to help you, but the instructor will guide you in terms of like how to create a boutique website of 5-6 pages. And all that will be generated by you with the way that you code. And so like he will give you, or she will give you a step-by-step special demos and instructions on how to get that done. And the good thing about that is that at the end, you have a functional website that you have created yourself, and then you understand like what happens behind the scene, what programmers do in order for applications or websites, like be functioning for millions.
So from my experience, I used to work for a startup. So as a designer, it's also very important to know at least a basic knowledge of HTML coding. The reason being is that when you design an app, you want to be able to speak with the engineering team in a way, in a coding language. So you don't want to design let's say a feature that ultimately the engineering team cannot be implemented or cannot be code. So it's also important, from my experience, is that you have a little bit of knowledge in coding, so that way you have a nice interaction with your engineering team. So hopefully that we answer your question. Another question that we have is, how can international students take the courses?
Um, well, that's very good for international students now, because all our courses are live online, or they are online asynchronous. And I know right now, like, there are some countries that don't have uh, the possibilities to come to the States because of the pandemic. So like all the information, it's there for everyone. So like that's not longer an issue, because the formats in which we're delivering the content right now.
And another question that we have is, what are the prerequisites to take this course for beginners with zero knowledge? And is this course teaching the tools from the start?
Okay, so to answer the first question, like you don't need any design background. We will walk you through a step by step of how to like become a UX designer. And all the courses like go, like from initial stages, giving you week by week all of those different aspects that you need in order to succeed at the end of the course. And so, like I mentioned before, the lectures, the lab components, the hands-on activities, the readings, and the homework will help you to acquire like those different skills. And so that shouldn't be an issue. You don't need to like draw, you don't need to really know how to design at the moment. The program, it's actually designed that way that it will give you all of the necessary skills and tools that you require to become a UX designer. And every course use like different tools, different techniques in which you design different software. So like you will, the software that is used these days for UX is highly intuitive. And so like, it's really easy to get that knowledge because they're making things easier for you, the user, who eventually will become a designer.
And do we have any more questions? If we don't, we can move on with our presentations. So there's going to be another pause point that we can accept more questions later on, okay? So we can go forward.
All right, so here are some of the instructors that work with us. So like you learn from like Dr. Jennifer Romano. She's a senior user experience researcher and strategist, coach, instructor, author, and a keynote speaker, and she works for Google. Megan Bontempo, she's a design research lead and an instructor, and she works for IDEO. Josh Halstead, it's a senior manager brand, an activist, an educator, and an author. Also, he works at Opportun. We also have Meenakshi Mukherjee. She's a full stack product design leader, UX evangelist, an instructor, a mentor, and a UX designer. She works for Bold. Rakesh Padwari, he's the director of product design and educator. He works for Salesforce. And Christina Pappas, she's a senior UX researcher and an instructor, and she works for Answer Lab. And this is a small sampling of our instructors. There are many more. Some of the courses are taught by one instructor. Some other courses are taught by two instructors. So like we have the co-teaching model. And when we go to the website, I can show you like how to find the instructor bios, and you can see in each course who is the instructor, or we also offer like different sections. And so we might have 2 or 3 instructors teaching like one course, but that will happen in different days of the week. So like you have choices for that. So where will you learn? Like, I just wanted to show you, like here, this is our San Francisco campus. Some of the classrooms that we use, and you can see that on the top left and the top right, and the one on the bottom is what we call the student hub, which you can have your breaks over there. You can have your food, there are vending machines and all of that. And at the moment, we're not there. Like we will be, for the remaining of this year, we will be live online. And live online means that you will take courses. We will deliver those courses through Zoom, very similarly to this. Not on a webinar base, but you will have, you know, your instructor, you meet with them on a weekly basis. Our courses are 3 hours for each meeting. So like we offer courses Monday through Thursday, 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And also we offer courses on Saturdays, either from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. or sometimes like 12:30 to 3:30 p.m. And there are also like fixed date online courses. Those are what we call asynchronous. And that means that everything, all the materials are available online. and you can watch the lectures, you can do the readings, do the homework, but you won't have the instructor there like face-to-face as what happened with the live online. For the fixed rate courses, there is always an instructor, but then you will do everything via email when you have a consultation or question or anything like that. That will be all fully within our learning management system that is called Canvas. And so like everything is hosted in Canvas for the asynchronous courses. And then you do those, there will be the same length, right? Like 10 or 12 meetings, 10 or 12 modules, but you access the content and you do the homework and you do the activities on your spare time when you have the time to do those, which is different from the live online because those always happen like 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. or on the weekends, as I explained before. Here is one of our front desk at the San Francisco campus. So I just wanted to show you, some of our facilities. So in order to earn your award of completion, you will need to register for the program through the website, and that's a $100 fee to be a part of the program. Then you will need to complete all the courses with a grade of C or better. For UC Berkeley extension, like C- and D type of results for courses, those are not considered passing grades. And if that's the case, like one might need to retake the course if one landed on C- or below. And you pay for each course individually as you go, and prices are available on the website. And I will show you how to find that information when we finish with the presentation. And then, well, when you finish the 7 courses, you will earn an award of completion. And so the university sends you a diploma. So we have graduates like every semester, like people finish, like depending of when you start and how fast you want to go. All the required courses are offered on semester basis. So our semesters are like, the one that is going to start soon is the summer semester, which runs between June to the end of August or beginning of September. And the fall semester is September through December, and the spring semester runs from January to May. And in the spring semester, we run courses that begin in January, February, and March. So that means that you can take perhaps more than one course if you're doing it part-time. And that way you can take 2 in the spring semester. So, here is a small sampling. I'll show you on our website, our Voices blog, which showcases different profiles from the students. And so you can read their stories and know a little bit more about them. So Stacy Walter came to us, and she is now working as a UX research associate at Google. Lisa Jacquiot is an associate product designer at Glassdoor, and Oscar Coy is a UX designer and researcher at Alliance of American Football. And again, like you can see other profiles on the website. So what's next? we recommend you to create a free student account, enroll in a course. I highly recommend you, if you're doing the program, enroll in the essentials of UX design. If you want to do it full time, then like enroll in the first 4. Or if you are here to gain certain type of skills because you are already a UX designer or a UX researcher, but you want to be up to date and gain other specific aspects that you might not know, then you can enroll in those courses of your preference. And then sign up for our monthly email so that we give you reminders about when courses begin and what's happening, if there are any like design events, like design conferences or summits or anything like that, so that we keep you informed of all of the different happenings. And here I just wanted to share with you all of the images used in this presentation are done by our former students. And so here is the picture, the credits, because it's always good and you will learn this. As a designer, you work in teams and it's good to provide credits for all of those different team members. And this brings us almost to the end, actually to the end of our presentation, but I still want to show you the website and how to navigate it. So if you have any questions, like right now, it's the moment to ask those.
So there is the question. So if I were working full-time currently, how many courses should I take?
I will recommend you to take 1 or maximum 2 if you are working full-time. And actually, like the first semester, maybe take 1 and kind of like test the water, find out if that's doable for you. And if you consider that it's easy, then you on the second semester you can sign up for 2 courses, but I wouldn't recommend you to sign up for more if you're working full-time. We made 3 hours in the classroom for each course via Zoom, and then the expectation in terms of the homework activities and the readings is for each course you do an average of 6 hours per week. So that brings you to 9 hours per week for a single course.
Okay, so another question is, if I take the live online option, will there be any team activities and assignments?
Yes, some courses have that modality. Some other courses work in individual basis, but the answer is yes. And even if you do it also like on the asynchronous online method, there will be also team activities. And we do that because that's the nature of the industry. You're gonna be working with people. So that's important for our program.
So here's another follow-up question from Amy, and she's wondering the registration fee. So we mentioned that earlier, the registration fee is $100. So with that $100, that includes a certificate upon completion when you're done the program.
And also to do all the management behind the scene for each student with the student records and all of those different aspects.
And I don't think we have any more questions at the moment, unless there's, oh, there's one. So I am interested in details of the practical part of the prototyping course.
So like in every course is going to be practical, and every course is going to have like those activities that will suggest that you have that one needs to do in order to gain the skill. So like sometimes it's going to be working with team members. Sometimes you might have to do like interviews for like the research courses. And then we will guide you on how to do all of this. A lot of the practical skills are going to be like learning the software, learning how to do a low fidelity prototype to a high fidelity prototype, like task flows, user flows, mind mapping, journey maps, experience maps. So there's going to be a lot of like hands-on activities in which you're going to be doing one task, one other. And it all depends of the course, and it all depends of the instructor. But it's highly, there's a good combination between the theory, what you need to learn, as a knowledge base through the lectures and through the readings, and the other learning happens with those hands-on activities.
And we do not have any more questions.
All right, let me jump to the website over here. Gary, can you see this? The extension website?
Yeah, the website is, yeah, we can see the website.
Okay, so here is the landing page for our professional program in user experience design. If you click here on Sana's hyperlink, then that will take you to our blog, and you can read a story about her and what happened, like through her whole journey. And you can see, like different things that she did along the way. So like it's good to come over here to the Voices blog. If you're interested in other stories, like you just do UX design, hit search, and then you can see like different profiles of former students, and also from some of our instructors. And again, no, not everybody's here, because that will be like super challenging for our team to like do this for every graduate in all of the different programs of study that Extension offers. But there are plenty of different stories over here that showcase like our UX designers in this particular case. And so let me come back to the landing page. So, here you find some important information about the program. There is an FAQ, and you are more than welcome to click on that and read about that. Here, there's some other explanation about the program. We provide you with different hyperlinks that will give you extra information from valid sources in the field. And for you to understand and get yourself informed so that you can have a good decision in terms when you're gonna like go to either enroll for the program or enroll for the different courses. Here is an explanation about our curriculum, like 222 hours of instruction in total. All the courses are 2 units of electives. And then what I explained about like passing grades. Here is how you will register. So you click on this link and it will take you to that other page. that lands you over here in the professional program in user experience design. Then I'm gonna go back to the main page. Oh, something happened, it just jumped, hold on. The estimated cost of the program at the moment is this price, $7,793. And then here is how you will request your certificate and an award. And here in the career services, you can find information about the programs that they offer, right? Like the certificates and the different student resources. So as a student, you will come over here. And then if you're interested in an internship, then you can contact the department and they can give you specific information about UX. And here are, like the people that are going to be supporting you in that particular aspect. If you want career counseling, you will come there, career development sessions. They have different programming throughout the year. And so feel free to come over here and ask those different questions to them. And I'm gonna go back to our site and show you about the courses before we wrap this presentation. So for instance, essentials of user experience, we give you the course description over here, like the course outline, click on the plus sign so that you can see the learning objectives, like what are you gonna learn in the course, how are you gonna learn it, and then is this course right for you or not? And what's next? So like after you take the essentials of UX design, we recommend that you take the diagramming and prototyping course. Here, there are two sections coming for the summer. One is live online, and that means via Zoom. And the other one is the online asynchronous that you will do through the LMS Canvas platform. And then here are some other courses that you can take a look. When you come to these sections, here, you can see the course fees, and then if that course is good for you, you can add it to the cart. Here we give you information that you need a Zoom account in order to take this type of course. And then when it happens, Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And here is a total number of hours. And if you want to see the schedule, you click on the view details, and it will give you all of the different dates in which the course is going to run. And then if you see the instructor name, then you click on that, and that gives you the bio about the instructor. Also, if you keep on scrolling down, the equipment, the required course materials, and the required software for that course. So we want to invite you to really scroll down on the page so that you won't miss any of those particular details. And the online will be with a different instructor. Her name is Deborah. And you click on her bio, and then you can see the information. And then the same thing happens for all of the different courses. Let me click over here in the visual design principles. Same story. I just want to showcase that you know, like a former student of us is working out for Google. And this is the caliber of one's portfolio when you finish the program. So you can see like this is a project that she did in visual design principles. And perhaps it wasn't done that way at the visual design principles with the level of sophistication that it has. But, you know, like all the projects, if one decides to take the UX design portfolio, then the instructor will guide you and coach you on how to, you know, like improve the outcomes that you did in those other courses. So this is just a small sampling of what she did. Like she redesigned a festival, a website, and that's the original work that she found about them. And then like, here is all her strategy and her outcomes. So she created a mood board, you know, like did different sketches for the logo and different components about the brand. And then did some research and then some solutions about branding. And so, you know, here you can see the master logo, the word mark, the different logo variations, the color palette, as well as the fonts used or typefaces, and the mood board and some brand applications, as well as you know, some collateral pieces here, like business cards, you know, letterhead, and all nicely like branded. You know, created a GIF file for the landing page, brochures, some t-shirts. And this was the final website design solution that she came about with. So you saw the one above, the one that says original. And then, you know, like this is the execution of using all those different skills that are learned through the course. So you can see a big difference between the original that the brand has against the design of the student, and how much it improved through just taking a course of 12 different weeks. Created a video for that too. And, you know, like she sort of like reflects back about her projects. And then you can also find her on Behance. And, you know, she has in the portfolio course that she took, she came out with her own branding. You know, if you go to her about page, you can find a little bit about her. And you know, like learn of what she's into. And that's it for today. So just to wrap up, thank you for coming to visit us today to our UX information session. If you have, let me go back to the presentation over here. In case that you have any other questions, you can find us at extension-UXdesign@berkeley.edu. So feel free to ask any further questions, and we will be here to answer those.
All right, so I guess that is the end of our presentation. So thank you everyone for coming. So be safe, and we'll see you in class. Take care.